Section 12-6, Part 2, Finding Surface Area of Pyramids. The base of a square pyramid, in other words, my base is a square, all four sides are length 10 inches. This is a pyramid, they all come to all the sides of the pyramid come to a point. The height of the pyramid, height is from the highest distance of a figure straight down to the base, 90 degrees. Perpendicular is 12. What is the surface area of the pyramid? So we're going to use what we call a net. It's like we take this pyramid and we open it up. It's like if I lay all the sides down, if I open this up, this is what I get. Here is my square in the middle, and I have taken each side and just laid it back, opened it up, and I have four sides. We call this a net. Let's draw and label a net of the square pyramid. So, what we have here is, I know my height is 12. From this figure, I know my height is 12. In order for me to determine the area of every part of this net, I've got to determine the slant height. That's what I'm looking for. So, I need to determine the distance from here to here, and then I need to determine my slant height. Those are the two important parts that I need to determine that I do not have. I know that my height is 12. Let's determine this side, and let's determine my slant height. Remember, your slant height is from the top of the pyramid on the outside of the figure coming down perpendicular, straight down. Now, from this point to this point, since my base is a square, this length is half the length of side of the square. So if this full side is 10, what's 10 divided by 2? You get 5. Therefore, this side is 5. So in my triangle that's inside the figure, this side is 5, this side is 12. What is the hypotenuse? Okay, well, your hypotenuse would be your slant height. So therefore, you have 12 squared plus 5 squared equals to, I'm going to let this be c squared, because in a Pythagorean theorem, this is c. 144 plus 25 equals to c squared. That's 169 equals to c squared. Therefore, c equals to 13. C equals to 13. So your slant height of your pyramid is 13. So when we have our net, our slant height is L, and each one of these slant heights are 13. The slant height is L. The height of each triangle is the slant height of the pyramid. So you think about when we laid this triangle back, okay, or we laid this triangle to the side. Here it is. There's your slant height. It's 13. Okay? Now, what we must do is determine the area of all four of these triangles, and also the area of the square. Add up all their areas together, and that will determine the surface area. So I'm going to write this. The surface area is equal to the area of the four lateral faces. Those are our triangles. Plus the area of the base. Well, we're going to start out finding the area of the base. To find the area of a square, the area of a square is side times side, or side times side, or side squared. Okay, we can write it that way. Area of a square is side times side, or side squared. You may hear it base times height. Of a rectangle, the area is base times height. But since your base and height are the same of a square, you just multiply the side times your side. So I have 10 times 10, or 10 squared, which is 100. Okay, that's the area of my base. Now, how do we find the area of a triangle? The area of this triangle. To find the area of a triangle, the formula is area is equal to 1/2 times the base times the height of your triangle. Okay? So let's look at this triangle here. I'm going to look at this triangle on the top. My height is 13, and my base is 10. Okay? So we will find the area of this triangle. So area is equal to 1/2 times my base. The base is the side of the square. 10 times the height is your slant height that we found. Your slant height is the height of the triangle. It's the slant height of the pyramid, but the height of the triangle. So it's 10 times 13. So you can do this in your calculator. You can punch in on your calculator 0.5 times 10 times 13. Or if you just punch in 1/2 in parentheses times 10 times 13, you would get 65. Now think about it. There's 4 of these triangles. So all 4 of these have 65. So I'm going to say 4 times 65. Since each triangle has an area of 65, there's 4 of them. So I'm going to say 4 times 65. So to find the surface area, 4 times 65 gives me 260 plus the 100 from the area of the base. The area of the base is 100. So 260 plus 100 would give me 360. Therefore, the surface area of the square pyramid, the surface area of the square pyramid is 360, and that's inches squared. Any area is squared. Surface area is squared, because when we were multiplying side times side, we got the inches squared. When you were multiplying base times height, inches times inches, you get inches squared. So any area is squared. So your final answer is 360 inches squared. I'm going to write it to the side, 360 inches squared.